And welcome, Fortnite fans. We are here, and we are live, the Indiana Esports Network, coming hot at you. I'm FBI Tugboat, here with me, as always, Llama. How are we feeling, Llama?
Feeling great, having some Fortnite here on a weekday. What better way to, start out week number 8 for Fortnite, get some great action. So, I'm better than ever. How are you feeling?
Well, feeling great. Back at it, ready to cast some Fortnite. Like you said, week 8, match 17 coming up here in a minute for our Zone Wars. Now, we're going to explain how Zone Wars is like a little bit different from your standard Fortnite Battle Royale, but before we do, I want to give a huge shout out to some of the individuals that make competitions and broadcasts just like this one possible. That is Taylor, that is Jaden, that is Connie, working behind the scenes and making our jobs as casters that much easier, and we very much appreciate y'all. I also want to talk about Zotac, which is an organization that helps make competitions just like this one possible. We want to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming for powering today's stream. Thanks to their incredible support, we're able to bring this broadcast to all of you, and which is obviously helping to showcase some of the amazing talent within Scholastic Esports. You can show your appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out over there on your various social medias. Make sure to join their community on Discord, and don't forget to use the hashtag Powered by Zotac, spelled just right down there, ZOTAC, or of course, hashtag Zotac USA when you post. Llama, talk to me a little bit about just how different the Zone Wars format might be from your standard Battle Royale, please.
When you think about a regular Battle Royale, you think about a long 20-25 minute game with the zone shrinking in over time. This is basically a rapid version of it. We're going to have 3 teams here today that are going to start with a customized loadout, and that zone is going to shrink very, very quickly. We're going to do that 10 times over. So it's different from the Battle Royale in that you have a ton more matches. You have more chances to win, more chances to adapt. However, those matches do go very, very fast paced, and if you are catching the boat, well, it might leave before you get there.
Absolutely. Everybody's going to want to have a ticket for that one. Just like in Battle Royale, last player standing does win. Now, last semester we saw all kinds of tiebreaker, conversations be had when it came to the middle school competitions within your Fortnite Zone Wars. So we're not going to say that taking eliminations isn't important. Obviously, you eliminate everybody else, your team will be the last player standing, and you will get a point for the round. Ultimately, though, just again, it's going back to the last team or last player on a team standing. That zone will get there rather quick, and what's also different about this, Llama, is just the act of going forth and looting is pretty much going to be eliminated from this, right? Plenty of health items and shield items and stuff like this, repositioning and movement items to be picked up, but mostly these loadouts are going to be figured before the rounds even start.
Yeah, exactly. It takes out some of that RNG factor that if you have a bad landing, if you're trying to maybe contest someone on a POI in a traditional Fortnite, you have that removed. Everybody starts on that same level. However, today we're not playing with 4 teams, we're only playing with 3. So it'll get very interesting on who's targeting who can get those early shots off to get every single minuscule advantage they can to win each of those rounds.
Absolutely. Each of these teams will start off in their own tower as well, then move to the middle of the map as they see fit or not. We saw plenty of teams just really play the outside zone and move in as that zone was coming up to their backs. Speaking of these teams, let's go ahead and talk about them a little bit. We got Franklin County coming in here. We got Greensburg Community High, and we got Kankakee High there. Now, just talking a little bit about some of the results from last semester as well. Franklin County coming on into this one 3-3. GCHS, that's Greensburg, has not reported any stats so far. So 0-0 is what we're seeing on the webpage. Kankakee, unfortunately, only 1-5, really had some hard times finding some W's last semester.
Yeah, but it's a new semester, it's a new week, it's a new chance to try and pick up some wins here. And like we said, with it being 10 rounds every single one of these weeks, you have so many opportunities to just learn. And we might not even know that some of these players could be younger. They could be freshmen versus a team of seniors that have been playing together for 4 straight years. So just like traditional sports, it takes that time to build up all the outside the game, all the inside the game skills. And that's what we're here to do, is just build up those skills that can transfer towards the real world.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, real world, sure, very, very specific for college and stuff like that, right? I mean, we've been talking about it here with the Scholastic organization, IEN, all last semester, all throughout the inception of IEN. We're going to do it here again today. The opportunities that high school students have for collegiate esports is just absolutely amazing. It's been exploding the past couple of years, and you gotta know, Llama, that's going to be maybe not on the forefront, but it's going to be on the mind somewhere of all of these players playing here within. What is the next step? So frequently that is a collegiate esports.
I mean, I got to play Apex for 2 years under Ohio Northern. It's an opportunity for a lot of players, and someone that like me wasn't as great at certain math or different STEM subjects. It's a way to get out of high school. It's a way to still build that community and have some fun with your friends at the same time. And Fortnite, one of those games that is very, very accessible to a lot of different players. So seeing all these teams trying to bring it here today, it's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm excited to see kind of how these teams adapt across the season. We said it's just the start of this new spring semester. They've got so many weeks in front of them before those playoffs hit.
There really is. There's a lot of wiggle room right now, so the simple fact that Greensburg doesn't have, points on the board yet doesn't really matter, right? Yes, it's week 8. Yes, we're dead smack in the middle of this scholastic season. But there's still plenty of opportunities for teams to come forth, prove what they know on the battlefield, the virtual battlefield, come forth, punch a ticket to the playoffs. Now, and speaking of playoffs and stuff, I don't have the exact format here in front of me, but a lot of the times what IEN has done is that regular season performance determines postseason seeding, right? So there's not going to be any teams that just get nixed from the playoffs based on a single bad week's performances. It's more so I want to get a better seeding and play against, on paper, would be easier matches based on what the other teams and how they have performed throughout the regular season, Mama.
Yeah, exactly. And that means that you have one bad week. It's not okay, hang up your hats. It's time. The season's over, guys. No, you have those chances to bounce back. And like we said, even if you get that lower seeding in playoffs, it's really exciting to see those adaptations, to see those Cinderella stories of the 16 seed battling against the top seeds. And it also makes it even more interesting, especially with Fortnite Zone Wars, where you get those higher seeds that are okay, we're the higher seed, but now we've got other people in the lobby that know we are this good, that are going to be targeting us even more, that are going to make it harder for us to win and win and win again.
Yeah, I mean, the Zone Wars middle school format saw last semester, the finals there, the week that I got to do. We were looking at a situation where one team was just kind of dominant, and by the time of game 3 or game 4, 5, definitely, you saw other teams changing their game plans to be okay, if we can eliminate them first, then the rest of us have better opportunities to go forth and put forth some higher numbers. There was no collusion by any means, but given that this one team that was dominant was always going and doing the same exact thing, you cannot be surprised when the barrels of some of these firearms are then pointed towards the middle and always going to be going after that dominant team, right? You take them out, you shake it out and suss it out between the rest of the teams later. Speaking of kind of strategies and whatnot here, a frequent one, especially if you just know you have heavy hitters, going to the middle neutral tower immediately that's already built up right there. Obviously it gets added on to all the time, Llama, but it's already up there and nothing needs to be constructed for you to have some serious cover across the middle. Obviously, that's a go-to for teams that have heavy hitters. Another strat that we saw emerge last semester, though, Llama, is just trying to stay on the ground, build up as much as you can, use your resources to have just this crawling base that goes towards ever so slowly towards the middle of that final circle, and then forcing other players out, right? The one undefeated opponent within Fortnite is, of course, that purple zone, Llama.
Yep, it is the one factor nobody can change. It'll always be coming for you, and there are those slow versus fast pushes, and maybe if you are a team that wants to try and pick up a win, maybe that is your ideal situation. We slowly move, we work together, we talk about our communication skills that we were mentioning earlier, that we get everybody towards that end zone. And then who knows what can happen. If you let the chaos flow, as Fortnite often does, you can bring it towards some of those bigger fights. And most often, if you go for that tower early, you could be sacrificing a player or two. And then, you know, those 2v1s in the late game circles, they really can decide things.
Oh, they really can. They really can, especially if you have numbers like that. I mean, 2v1 is just so difficult to try and overcome. If you have at least one other teammate there, then like the worst you're ever doing is like 4-2. Both of you have to take out 2, or if you just completely box out one of those players, leave them to the storm. You know, you could theory craft all day long about late game strats and how these teams will employ them. We'll be hopping in here in just a second or so, but if you're talking about loadouts here, there's not really, I mean, okay, let me say, what we've seen so far, and there's nothing saying that the past is going to necessarily predict the future accurately here, but what we've seen so far is earlier rounds are for like the hard and heavy, really fast strats, and longer range shots, snipers withstanding as well right there, right? Once you hit rounds like 3, 4, 5 towards the middle of the competition, then it really starts to slow down, right? Then towards the end, once teams like, I don't know, okay, I'm a little bit far behind, I have to play catch up. Then it's a different story, and then you get right back to the hard and heavy gameplay.
Talk about some of those tiebreakers as well, where as you get later and later, if things are still very close among those top 2 teams especially, you'll see them look for those eliminations early. You'll see them look for every single bit of pressure they can get. So we are starting things off though, Tugboat. I'm excited here to start off the spring semester.
Absolutely. 12 players, 3 teams, Franklin County, Greensburg Community High School, and Kankakee going forth to do battle here in just a couple of seconds. Figuring out the loadouts right now. We are, of course, on board with Franklin County as of right now. Yes, with Soul Sniper, that short kid Carson, Hyper Monkey. Let's get it started.
Let's get going. We are obviously see that early rush with the builds, utilizing some of the materials, of course, only have that limited 500 of each resource type. So have to be a little bit careful about where you're building to, where you're investing those resources, and obviously you want to try and save that metal for your biggest fights. And metal is the strongest, but it takes some time to fully build.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And that is time that these players are maybe not frequently going to have. All wood down bottom. Got to get those up quickly, especially as that storm now is closing. Still on board with Franklin County as of right now. These Wildcats getting the balls out early. That's a pick. That's going to be, I can't quite read that. Gamer. I believe that's Gamer Mastery here for GCHS. So Greensburg going to be losing one early.
Down a player from the high ground, and one of those big things about getting an early elimination, you get the snowball effect. You get those resources, all the weaponry, all the ammo, the builds that the other team had, and into the box they go for another fight.
Wow, so immediately bricked up afterwards. A fantastic defensive attempt for this player, but Galactic gonna be taken down. I believe that's another Greensburg player, not 100% sure. That kill feed is now lighting up as Short Kid goes down as well. That's their name, not casting strays here.
Yep, got the creativity from a lot of these players, not only in the cosmetics but the names as well. And obviously for all 3 of these teams, just the first round to kind of feel things out. That main tower, as you mentioned, riddled with builds all around it, but some of these teams just trying to recover from those early skirmishes.
Peanut Butter taken down. I believe that's the sniper shot that we were talking about here, Llama. So that's going to happen early, even if, or that's going to happen in an early round, even if it didn't happen right off the rip like we may have anticipated. Movement of fill or movement items, excuse me, utilized as of right now. Can't quite get through the top there. There is a roof there. Got the Ranger shotgun in hand. One shot right there to glory. Of course, the downside is you missed that. Well, you're in a bad situation. Peanut Butter down now here for Franklin County. Nope, excuse me. This is Kankakee.
Switching around. A couple of these different teams we saw there, the inventory choosing and just catching a player out. The shockwave grenades that we saw in the previous player's inventory could come in huge with these closing in rings. And like you said early on, that storm does not play favorites.
No, it does not. It was just kind of funny. Player went down, didn't realize that that was an enemy, an opponent, that which you need to take down. We're on board right now with that Short Kid. There is not a lot of health, not a lot of shields to be had, and that Short Kid cares not. Last shot comes in, and we're going to see Franklin County taken down round number 1.
And a big thing with that as well, you see the eliminations. They're able to pick up 7 of them. The purple team with Galactic Xavier able to pick up one of those as well. However, it's important to note that all those players surviving at the end for Franklin County means less eliminations given over towards their opponents. That's going to help them out if a tiebreaker were to occur.
Wow, so Franklin County takes 7 eliminations given the GCHS is down a player. That means they eliminated every player on every other team on this lobby. Did drop one. That was GCHS who did take an elimination down. But if I'm GCHS, if I'm Kankakee, I do not want this to be a recurring theme here with absolute domination coming out from one of these quartets. Or one of the quartets. There's a trio as well.
It is only that round number 1, game number 1, whatever you want to call it. So maybe now Franklin County have that extra bit of target on their back painted in red as all these players going to grab their weapons for the next round. It looks like Galactic went for the early rotation, but it's going to fall to an opposing team. Yeah,
we're on board with JJR as of right now. This is GCHS. They now have their 4. I'm pretty sure this isn't an error, and they had they had a full 3 last time. Now 4th player in, so full quartet now coming in to try and revenge their teammate here. But that is much easier said than done as another teammate drops as they come in. JJR gets absolutely swarmed. That's what happens when you poke this wasp's nest.
And the nest will sting and sting again. The last player from GCHS trying to escape to victory. And again, for Franklin County, just a team that's able to hold mid-building, able to grab all those resources from the eliminations, and now they're set up with rockets in a perfect position on the high ground.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity to take down fortifications as they come in, given that one of these other teams has been decimated so far, maybe only 1 player left, or maybe 2. That means that this is a Franklin County squad. They can dedicate all of their time, all of their resources, and all of their attention, Llama, to this other squad. Big Nubba Chubba, another interesting name, we'll say, getting taken down right there, Llama, as Hyper Monkey and the rest hang out from on top.
And this is a really good choice. It's just procedurally taking down this last team one by one by one. They use their upper angles from the mid-building. Short Kid did fall. Have to be a little bit careful about the fall damage, and Soul Sniper might be one of 2 left alive.
Hyper Monkey falls out the bed and hits his head. Not gonna like it right here. The res, maybe it's, I mean, this is just a really, really hairy situation, a tough predicament, trying to play headies, and does so far. 25 stings on the other side and gets the knock. Nicely done. No shields, only a little bit of health to be speaking of right now, and gonna be getting a lot of that back now as teammate gets the res off, or is gonna be trying to get the res off. There's the start.
They can get 2 players on that if they want to go for the super fast res, as they will.
There you go.
Luckily avoiding the storm by just a little bit. However, Anonymous, it's an uphill battle that they have, but they've got a couple shockwaves to work with. They could make things really exciting.
This could get hairy quickly. Last key player here for the squad. They would love to take down this Franklin County, but that is a much easier said than done situation. I'm not sure if they know they do. 78 first, nothing on the second, gets the 3rd shot and the down. A little bit of health is going to be the reward for the down right here, but the big pot going to have to be consumed, and that is the last of their resources taken all the way out. There's another, gets inside. What movement coming out from this young player.
They're going to get the finish. They're going to be able to pick up all those resources again, as we talked about, with Shockwave still left to go, putting themselves in a winnable position.
Reloads come in, so 82, about 100 total between the health and the shields. Still not going to be enough, as that one is landed perfectly, and the Wildcat's going to swipe and take down a second one. 15 eliminations, my goodness.
And Soul Sniper's already on double digits. 10 for the leader here of the Wildcats. And you saw their strategy. Get towards the mid building very, very quickly. Fight any team that decides to step to them. And then just once they have that high ground, they were able to send 2 players forward, able to battle from 2 different angles, and then just work those angles the entirety of that end zone. So now the Wildcats already up to 2 here, trying to get a majority of these round wins, and they're playing like they deserve it.
Well, they really do. They really do. You can basically tell these Wildcats can taste a little bit of victory so far. They like the taste. They want to continue to make this one and turn in similar performances. Got some confirmation here as well, folks. Greensburg, GCHS, the purple team right here. Greensburg was a club team last semester here, Llama. They are now a new team, and that's why they have those stats here. So looking to come forth and make a real statement for their squad, their first semester as an official team, no longer just a club.
Nice to see the new additions all the way around, new players trying to battle and learn this game of Fortnite. Of course, thrown right into the fire, to say the least, but you know what, my old roommate always used to say, the best metals are forged in the hottest of fires. So it's time to step up, learn, and obviously the Wildcats already putting their mark on this game 3 again.
Yeah, so we're on board right now, yeah, with this GCHS squad yet again. They look like they're comfortable just letting the other team fight it out, suss it out. There's a sniper shot right there that just take down a teammate. They're going to be a-okay. Xavier should be. No! A second sniper shot rings out. They're not going to like the sound. Rez getting attentive. This is a horrible decision. Yeah, you can't attempt that, Rez. You probably just got to chalk that one, and they do. Wise decisions, honestly. I mean, it's one of those situations you can either give up your entire squad or you can give up a single player.
Exactly. Yeah, you only had the wood coverage, so you just gotta kind of get out of dodge, survive where you can, and that storm just eating away at their health bars. The high ground positioning is just so oppressive to try and fight into, even if you have a sniper rifle of your own. You see the glint from the high ground, the extension of the platform, and Game Master's gonna be dropped as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be a heading. Oh no, maybe that it was even. I thought that was a sniper shot from on high. They do have a team, so this is actually kind of poor positioning, right? If they knew that this team was over to the right, logic follows that you want to kind of push forward, but to your left as well, right? You have all this open space ahead of you because they kind of charge forward directly, but to the right a little bit, they open up their right flank to this other squad, and I mean they'll take free eliminations as they're given them, right?
Yeah. Anything that the opponent gives you for free, they definitely take a bite of that for sure. And for GCHS, just trying to pick up maybe a few eliminations here at the end with only 1 player left to go in Galactic. Wildcats, though, looking strong again. They have never strayed away from getting this early positioning, and even gonna help out by getting the elimination from the up high team. So just raining down and destroying these builds.
I gotta say, I feel like this would have been a better play to use the sniper, wait till they get in, especially because they have the Reaper right here, right? It's not just the bolt action where you have to reload every single time. 3 shots in, 2 players over there. That might have been enough, but at the same time, you kind of have to like do the math. It's like, okay, there's 2 players over there, there's 4 players above me. Is this like a enemy of my enemy is my friend type situation, or am I just looking for eliminations right now?
Everybody looking for what they can, and the shotgun shot takes him down to 53, and does have the splashes, has some good bit of heals. At this moment, though, you are the only player left for your team, zoned out and away. Just has to find a way in through players, through mesh, through purple, wherever you go, and sees another player drop outside of the storm.
I'm trying to remember what the Halo quote was. Through rock and storm, or through rock and stone and time. I can't remember. That's a different game. Hyper Monkey gonna get rezzed up right here. Carson unfortunately falls in the thick of things out in the storm out there, and we got 2 players left here for Franklin County.
The ring actually pulled towards the outside. Hyper Monkey falls again towards that storm, so this is one of the rounds where Wildcats have to be careful. They've only got 1 player left to go, even though the health bar is healthy.
Nicely done. Nicely done. There's a 3rd round. It's gonna go down here, and this mostly just sussed out towards the end as a situation of, hey, get to the middle of the circle, get there as quick as possible. Kankakee Valley gonna be able to take 1 down. They only have 5 eliminations, but that is enough because again, Llama, this is last player standing. Yeah. It is not most eliminations on the Fortnite map.
That it is. However, Wildcats have been using those eliminations as a point to an end to be able to make sure they can be the last player standing, be the team at the top of the fort. I will say it's been kind of interesting, even in this custom Zone Wars map, we've had a couple very different zone pulls. One kind of more towards the building and cover, one right there in game number 3 where it was out towards that open kind of edge building. So really exciting to see some of those late game fights.
Yeah, and just like we were talking about, the pace of these matches has changed, right? This was all Franklin County, hard and heavy, shots raining from on high and taking down everybody. I think you mentioned a little bit as well. It's just, it was basically like the, you know, it wasn't hard point for Call of Duty. It was search and destroy, right? Just take down everybody just once and ignore any kind of objective because, you know, one and done, get them eliminated. We're going to take it down. Don't even worry about that last final circle. Seeing Sniper glint out here and trying to win it. JJR, did they? No, they did not land it. It looks like they did. Cover comes out right here as shots rain in. A little bit of flak taken here, but should be enough to withstand anything but the hardest of sniper shots or about a half dozen long-range shots.
It's just so impressive when you look up to the high ground and all you see is just 3 sniper glints looking back at you. And there was a couple eliminations picked up by this GCHS team, 2 from the team right now in total. But they need to get this push forward. The Storm always catching them at their backside, and already with the player down, Game Master's going to fall on the rotation. They're down to just a duo.
That's going to be Game Master taken down over there on board with the Galactic right now as they're looking at every which way possible, right? There is not an angle at which you can come at Galactic right now and not be seen. They do see a little bit of enemies there, and while they're building, take a lot. That's a big platform taken down. Now a race to the heavens right now for Galactic. Small shield potions must be utilized, fall all the way down, and Xavier is going to be the last alive here for this squad.
This is where things get interesting, though. If they are focusing on somebody else, well, my point is moot as Xavier is taken down. Thought maybe could look for the res. However, it's going to be a straight-up 4v4. Destroyer was dropped in the rotation, but with these brick builds on the low ground, it is once again pulling towards that high ground building. So this time, it's going to be Kankakee that have to rotate it. Peanut Butter gets dropped from a sniper shot.
Now, I was wondering, there was like no follow-up there against the walls. Given the player just immediately went down, you can kind of see through the brick as well. You'd assume, like, oh yeah, right on the other side, that's going to be it. Goes to the corner, that was no good. Barely gets out of that one as this Peanut Butter did not get jammed.
Not too chunky here, able to smooth their way in, and with the high ground control, thought was going to be able to hit that rocket, but the health bars were just too low. I mean, Wildcats, every single time they have an opportunity, they're chunking down these health bars. Big Number Chubba down to less than 50%, dropped as well, and now it's all down to Anonymous to do the impossible.
Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3 again. Soul Sniper is going to be gotten up from a teammate. That's a big chunk taken out. Without the melee shots, not even gonna need them. Franklin County takes down their 3rd round. They have won rounds 1, 2, and 4. Kankakee, of course, is able to take down that 3rd round. And so we are quickly approaching territories, right? Obviously, Franklin County takes down 2 more. Yeah, 2 more.
Yeah.
Then the worst that could happen is they tie, right, with Kankakee. If they take down 3, then they'll have guaranteed a win, right? And it'll just be Kankakee and GCHS fighting over second.
That's very true. And honestly, I love the bounce back.
Right.
From Wildcats, like they lost that last round as you talk about, but they're just going back to playing their game. They said, okay, so what, the zone didn't pull our way last time, we'll bounce back, we'll win our duels, and you know what, get rewarded for it, able to get that 3rd match on the board, especially with only four rounds already done. It's very impressive, the dominance they've showed.
Yeah, we're really blazing through these so far here, Llama.
Yeah.
Well, he has been. A gallop, not a trot, if I remember my horse speeds correctly. Do horse speeds like hold over to llama as well? Because people do ride llamas, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know though.
It's like walk, trot. something
Llamas have like
gallop.
1 running speed. Like,
Yeah, nice and easy. I like it. Yeah, horses, those are complicated. You know, 4 different speeds. Get out of here. On board with JJR. These sniper shots and long-range play continuing. Just completely dominate this early parts of these rounds. After this, we'll be at halftime, of course, as an unideal water tower right there in front of JJR as they're trying to find some way to support their teammate to the right. Not going to be enough shots there against walls and against, I believe that's Game Master there. Yeah, and they're going to be taken down as well. 5th player on your top left here is a spectator. That is not a player of their team that is down.
Yep. Got to get the spectator in somehow, and well, JJR tried to get that rotation, but actually walked right in towards another team. They're going to lose Galactic as well on the rotation, so Xavier, all that is left, and looks like maybe AFK out in the storm, so possibly could be all she wrote here for this crew. However, it's just, again, broken record, but saying it, the Wildcats are so quick to get towards that high ground at the beginning of every round.
Quick reflexes, indicative of a cat indeed. On board with Soul Sniper as they're looking to continue. Oh no! Gets an edit going and gets greeted with nothing but a shotgun blast to the chest. Short Kid on board right now, trying to edit and blast through these. They're not going to like what they find on the other side. 1 shot actual, and teammate comes in to seal the deal. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic team play here for the FC Franklin County Wildcats. I believe that's Carson right there. Yeah, that's going to be Franklin County with their 4th llama.
It's beautiful, and they're going to be picking up a lot of eliminations to go along with it. I know you said eliminations, obviously not what we're going for here, but a nice touch, a show of skill for sure. Now, obviously, we're at our halfway point, so if you guys want to show your skill, make sure to give a good shout out to LandFest. We got to give them a huge thank you for building healthy communities throughout gaming with 23 chapters across 18 states, over 150 events per year. Make sure to find an event near you, showcase your skill at landfest.com.
Love it. Love it. Like I said, folks, these organizations make competitions just like this one possible, so if you're enjoying it, you have another organization to thank, of course. We'll talk about some of the other ones a little bit later. On board now, Galactic, Game Master, and Athula. I think this is bugged up top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. We're going to be resetting this one. Don't worry, guys.
Yep.
Wait, right?
Maybe. Maybe the spikes just didn't spike. Not sure.
Fair enough.
They lost their 5th player, so.
I think that bringing in a 20-something producer to play on your team would be in violation of the high school rule.
They played their special trump card. Oh no. Bring in the producer for a game.
Oh. It'd be an interesting twist, but of course we're just having fun here. Movement ability is going to be utilized here from Galactic in just a couple of seconds. Bam through Galactic, fantastic movement. There's immediately that, and there's a second one, catches the corner, builds up, and now sitting on high, but hey, they're coming at the king, and they were not missing Galactic to other sides quickly to get out of there. 3 of their 6 movement grenades right there were utilized to get in, then out, then to the tower, and the sniper rings out regardless.
Man, really putting the snipers in the hands of their power players. I know you talked about it, but letting those heavy hitters just cook, letting them get those eliminations from map number 1 all the way here towards map number 6. It has been beautiful to watch, and honestly, just the focus from the high ground team of Wildcats to make sure every single time they're looking, they're not allowing Kankakee or GCHS to slowly move up, and they're taking all this storm damage that's building up over time. It's these small wins that are giving the Wildcats so much victory.
Not against it. This is wise for Game Master to come forth here and employ their position. They're right outside circle. They can get inside if they want to. There are some builds over there as well. And just trying to heal up in the storm right now and not get involved with players that could put you down a lot faster than that storm can. 10 seconds or so. Was that a shot came? No, it wasn't. That was just the healing UI. Sorry. they're going to have plenty of time, and there's a big one that's going to be utilized overtime as well. Also, this is another difference in the zone wars, right? Well, I mean, obviously there's the dual res as well as the utilization of healing. Oh dear, that's not going to be enough. After all that, after healing up so much in the storm, Franklin County comes in and ruins the day again.
Carson with that final elimination, the second player in the lobby to hit double digits eliminations just on their lonesome. And now the team of the Wildcats over 40 as a team. We have only played 6 maps, mind you, and they are absolutely ripping through the lobby around them. And this dominance is great. They've guaranteed themselves a tie. As you mentioned, one more victory for the Wildcats, and they will be guaranteed first here today.
Yeah, it's pretty much a guarantee of first, given that Kankakee would have to win 4 in a row. Now, I'm not saying it's possible. I mean, I'm definitely not counting out Kankakee here. I'm just saying that given the way that the Wildcats have been playing here on the day, and GCHS is not going to give it up easily either, taking down 4 in a row is a tough task indeed, a Herculean ask. We'll see if they're able to get this one down. Now, speaking of GCHS, not out of this one by any means. I mean, really, they are literally 2 rounds away from taking down second, right? Two rounds away, and they take a third. They give up a second one. They take down the next one. This one ends 5-3-2. GCHS taking out the second place position. Obviously, we're just kind of theory crafting at this point. Kankakee has a mild advantage over GCHS, but at least a tie for first here guaranteed for Franklin County.
Yep, they've got a good position, and for Kankakee, they've been playing with what they can. I think playing some of those end game zones very, very well, using the movement abilities here for GCHS. It's just the pestering early, using those movement grenades, having to use them to get inside of this middle building, rather than being able to save them towards the end of those zones, leave them with only one player. Galactic will have to do it all themselves once again.
I mean, I'm not against the idea of playing very split. I mean, we saw that last semester as well, kind of like the teams of 2, the 2 armies of 2, right? Given that there's only 2 other teams and Franklin County has been so dominant, though, I'm more opting towards that. I want all of my squad together to be able to push as hard as we can and put on serious pressure against a squad that's shown themselves dominant when it comes down to just straight up gunplay and who's winning gun battles, right? Shots ringing out right here. That's going to be, I believe, the last member of Kankakee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full finished. Nice 116 at least. Gets some good damage, but at this point, you try to jump on the third party, but you are just one person. It is the whole team of the Wildcats trying to secure their first place, and the only thing you really can do is just get a better high ground position.
Hey, that's exactly what Galactic is trying to do right now. Employ that position to at least elimination or 2. You don't have to take down all 4 right now. You just have to take down 1, right? Second one comes in to help. Get tag them with damage as they're coming in, then push the 1v. You'll probably take damage at that point, but you do have splashes. A 2v1, so much more doable than a 4-4-on-1. There's the down that they need. There's the movement to on high, and there's all of that. Now, I think I may have stayed back for a shotgun blast. Obviously, they get a little bit of health back from getting full-on eliminations. Not downs, but full-on eliminations. That's a fantastic cat and mouse play. Another knockdown bottom. And this is a situation where they can take down both of these players and get, like, I mean, pretty close back to full 100.
Get that bonus. Could be nice to start to snowball this towards the end, and playing together. That's what the Wildcats have been known for all today. They do not want to let that slip now, but they're baiting this player in. They say, we can try and get these reses. You are the one that have to come to us.
This is a great job of just putting space between Galactic and the rest of the AFC Wildcats squad. They realize it, and they know that that res is going to be up. Nice tag, doing exactly what I'd recommended, or, you know, based on my very, very limited Fortnite knowledge.
Well, getting the high ground, getting those builds, it's a good little box battle, and
That's
man.
it. There's no more resources, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're all good, man. It's 2 bricks. That's all they have to try and fight. 44 HP, and with the zone slowly closing, Galactic is putting on a show and gets the victory.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Let's go. Galactic taking this one down. GCHS gonna get on the board. Love it. Look at that. 6 eliminations. Only eliminations in the squad here for GCHS. They go to a Galactic, and that translates into a round win. Round 3 went the way of Kankakee. Round 7 goes the way of Greensburg Community High School. Excuse me. Everything else has gone the way of Franklin County, but with that W here, Llama, Greensburg puts themselves in contention for second. Yes, first place is out of the realm of possibility. You cannot tie for first either here now, right? There's only 3 rounds left. Those going to either Kankakee Valley or GCHS would only put them at 4.
It's very true.
Yes, I did that math right. Okay, jeez.
Yeah. With that win from GCHS, Wildcats have secured first, but it makes the race for second even more exciting here. So as we get our observer getting going here with these last couple of matches, Wildcats just wanting to play their game, play it slow, and the big goal is just get as many rounds as they can, deny from everybody else, and honestly, they're not playing favorites. They are eliminating any and everybody they can.
Yes, they can. Observer will be down in just a second. We'll be able to see the action as this comes down. Our observer is trying to give it up as best they can. There you go. All right. Let's get this started, guys. Oh, man. Couple players down and eliminated. Game Master is on the ground and crawling. Galactic, the savior of round 7. Still alive right here, though. Is there going to be able to... I'm not sure if they actually, if anybody knows that Galactic is here. I thought Galactic was trying to get away from everybody, but I think that these other teams may have lost the scent.
Just kind of like snuck in, it feels like, and able to build on this low ground. This is actually the almost similar position that Galactic won that last round with, where they were able to build back up, able to regain that high ground after all the chaos of the Wildcats focusing on Kankakee. So another good position. It is a little bit tough with no teammates, but we saw him do it once. Why not do it again?
Indeed. We'll give you guys an update on that in a second. Galactic here on board, shotgun in hand. Maybe the pressure abating yet again. Why are they letting Galactic go so frequently? Do they know this is the player that won the last round? Well, that's a lot right there. There's a drop. If Galactic takes no damage in eliminating this player, perhaps, I mean...
Shake him down.
Shake him down, run their pockets. My goodness, Galactic. I didn't even know you could do that.
It does take a lot of time, but information gathered from it, able to build back some more metal. We talk about the strongest resource that you have, and just regain that high ground control and look it over the brick fights below.
Yeah, information is paramount. I'm not talking about a streaming service. Galactic really has their, like, pick of the litter down bottom here. That is brutal. They get the pop-up, they're moving, and you're the one that loses, what, like 180? Something like that? Now, plenty of resources in the back right here. Now we're able to shake this one up, get a little bit better. Just put a couple more builds right there. Galactic's not in the same resource scarce situation they were last time, though, Llama.
Doesn't have the best, and that's it. Right there, Carson gets the elimination on Galactic. It's the Wildcats with another victory. They will move to 6, and it's just infinite eliminations. They cannot be stopped.
Man, oh man. Carson started out as the heavy hitter right here. Soul Sniper usurping that position. 23 eliminations with only 8, well, for a while there's 7, but only 8 other players on board. So, I mean, what, eliminated all, oh, there are 8 of those players 3 times. Solo dolo from 1 player. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Also, just want to give a little bit of an update here. JJR is not quitting this. There is obviously we have our observer that wants to come in. They have to take down, they have to eliminate themselves early so that we can spectate from them. Unfortunately, that's putting JJR into that position and moving our spectator onto this, onto this GCHS squad. So this will be there'll be an asterisk here. I'm not 100% sure how we're gonna fix it really, but I just wanted to acknowledge it, guys, because we do realize it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I believe we had that 5th teammate here for the squad. We saw them kind of out in the storm, AFK. Don't know if it was a disconnection
Xavier.
or something like that, and maybe they swap positions like that.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we'll still be able to see the majority of these, as long as one of these high school players has eliminated our producer. This is free of limb. Free of Costco. This is free as air. Just water raining from the skies, guys. Who wants to pad their stats?
Not me. They're running right fast.
It's not like he's hiding. Like,
all right.
Okay, there we go. Slow tick of time. Gonna be the end of our observer right there. No spikes necessary. On board with Galactic yet again. I feel like a broken record here, Llama.
Galactic had that big clutch. However, like you said, kind of losing that other teammate early on, losing their second teammate in the early duels. And you can tell that the Wildcats have kind of found that they're down a player, targeting them early, being able to pressure from that high ground where so many times we said it, Wildcats been able to grab that high ground early. It just seems like Galactic has been able to hit some incredible shots, knows how to play the game very, very well. Those quick edits to be able to hit the 100 on the shotgun, we've seen that multiple times, and even resulted when they got that big round win.
100, 116, crazy shots coming out from the Galactic. My one piece of advice to these young players, don't stop moving. Don't stop moving. It seems like every time Galactic plants their feet, they'll be cut down pretty quickly afterwards, mostly at the hands of Franklin County. I believe Kankakee is still in this.
I believe so too. Wildcats very good at procedural elimination, though, as we talk about. Peanut Butter is going to get a knock, actually, onto the short kid. So, Kankakee, this could be their round. With only 2 left to go. It's big. We talk about it. It's a tie for second right now. Kankakee or GCHS, it's yours for the taking.
Yeah, so 2 Franklin County members falling down here. Not only this other squad is alive, they're alive and well. They are firing in all cylinders right now. Galactic just trying to push and prod a little bit and kind of see what the easiest path in. This player does not realize that they are there. Misses a shotgun blast, does hit with the AR a little bit though. That's gonna be a nice knock down bottom, and on they go. Galactic gonna employ their influence over this next player. Edits come in. I think they may have lost a little bit of the scent. And they have. Takes that down, gets the benefit for it. No shields, but heals.
Find the med kit off the body. We'll get a couple of those minis. Again, you can't heal over 50 with those minis, but they are good for very just quick heals in the late game storm. That's where we are right now. There will still be about a corner of this house left, but it is pulling towards open space after that.
Yes, it is. This is not ideal for Galactic with no movement abilities whatsoever. No equipment there to facilitate their quick exit. They're right on the circle right here, so they should be able, and they are. Nicely done, and great job kind of reading this one. Last circle coming in just a second, Llama.
It's time. Close it in. Get our match number 9 victor, and between these teams, it has been high ground, low ground play for the Wildcats. Would love to add lucky number 7, but the shots from up top are just destroying the construction of these builds.
Yeah, Galactic's got to get that last supporting piece right there. If they can get these players to fall down right here between damage from that, damage from the storm, and shots, Galactic might have a serious shot right now, but unfortunately loses the angle, can't quite see it inside there, and now it's just a race to the middle. Maybe want to pull out that big meta pack and start it early. Are they gonna get this off? Oh, they get the first. Anonymous was dropped. Galactic next, and Carson, the last alive right here. Franklin County takes down another one.
They just seem prepared for every single scenario, even in a heal-off in the final zone, ready to go. It's number 7 for the Wildcats. They've already secured their victory, but just cementing their legacy here in this spring season, telling everybody else in IEN that they are a threat.
Yeah, it's a statement really made through warfare, to be super dramatic with it, right? But I mean, just the numbers kind of tell the tale here, Lava. This was all eliminations going the way of the Franklin County Wildcats early. Kankakee and GCHS have picked that up in every way, shape, and form. Now, it's Galactic mostly with those eliminations here for the side of GCHS, but Kankakee has been getting this one done, and that's part of the reason why there's a 1 next to both of these names.
The opportunity to clutch up has been there, and it also means that the Wildcats, they're human, they bleed, of course, they're able to not win every single round. This last round, though, is important. If you want to secure that second place, if you want to get that little bit of extra edge over your opponents, you've got to do it right here, and I like this. We've seen Game Master be dropped earlier in some of these rounds, this time sticking by the side of Galactic to hopefully pull off that miracle two-player run at the end.
I'd love to see it. Love to see it. This is really going to be Fortune Fire, though, as nobody's going to be happy just sitting on the outside of the circle and not getting involved in this elimination fest. This is where the tiebreakers will come down as well. If the Wildcats take this down, oh no, Galactic gets absolutely gutted right here. Carson going to be able to take that down and get stanced on. Come on, guys. You're up 7-1. Undefeated against Observer. Well, that's gonna be GCHS taken down as Kankakee takes us down. Obviously, they'll get second, but they have to get a lot of eliminations to try and come up with a significant difference. Neutral tower gets taken by this player, and then they just come flying straight in. Hold W, no reason. Pull the brakes for any reason. I believe they have been found. This cat and mouse game is close to over here as 4 players from the Wildcats converge onto this one. May have lost the scent yet again, though. I believe Bilge, there you go. All you really have to do is look for those shining lights. Okay, that's Anonymous with a big shotgun. You may have edited it. You're not going to like what happens afterwards. Anonymous alive, Destroyer alive as well right here. So we're on board with Anonymous now. And it's come down. A couple gold weapons as well as they catch a lot of flack just trying to race to the bottom. Viper Monkey sitting on the ground and waiting for these 2 players to pop out the side right here as you see 2 other players playing. This is a really well-oiled machine here. You see one of the Wildcats players all the way on top. They'll be providing information, kind of providing that Overwatch sort of position. One player is down bottom, just waiting for these players to dash out from the neutral tower right here. And then now the 2 middle players descend on and actually get the gunfights and whatnot going. You can basically see these roles divided up like via comms from these Wildcats players as this is going down. Last player on high does get taken down. The FC Wildcats going to be taking down round number 10 as well. This is going to be an 8-1 match here. Kankakee and GCHS going to be going down 2 eliminations. 4, 6, 11, 11-9. Rather close right here as well, as that's going to be Kankakee, I believe, with the tiebreaker.
Yeah, they're going to take it on eliminations, and it was those later rounds, the ability to step back up. Of course, you give some props to Galactic. 9 solo eliminations will put them tied for 3rd on the overall player leaderboard on this lobby. But give it out to the Wildcats. Just 8 round wins, 2 players over a 20 burger, and just playing as a full squad the entire day.
Yeah, seriously, like just huge Huge shout out right there. We're going to get, like, given that those were zeros right there, we're going to make sure that that's not just another little bug right here, just given the some of the issues that we've had so far right there. And so results not 100% official quite yet, but I believe, yes, obviously eliminations being the tiebreaker, and that will go down right here. That'd be fantastic for Kankakee as well. Obviously, GCHS coming in, again, their first semester within the IEN club team last year, now full on, or club last year, full on team this year, varsity team and everything else like that. I think I explained that accurately. Lama, we're going to be looking at week 8 with the wrap as of right now, as Franklin County just displays their dominance all the way through in the zone wars.
I want to know how they're 3-3. That's the real question. That we've got some other dangerous teams out there that have been able to take them down, and it just excites me that these players clearly have been putting in work in the off season during winter to be able to step up with a great performance here today. And as we talked about, for all these teams, all it's about is improving just a little bit every single week. And for Franklin County, it might be the chance looking at the national championship trophy if they play like that every single week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of this was space given, just to like break down, these 10 rounds like a little bit more, right? A lot of this was like space given to Franklin County early, and then once like they found value there, once they found success there, and they were able to go for it, take down a couple of rounds, then it's like, well, why change our game plan if these opposing teams aren't forcing us to? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like the don't fix it if it ain't broke, but also this wasn't broke at all. This was working perfectly here. And I really do feel like if there was a fourth team right here, especially a fourth team that had the same kind of gunny as Franklin County, this match does not end in like an 8-1-1-0 or anything else like that, or even like 7-1-1 or anything else like this. There was just two teams that were less ready to go forth and just get like your quick, like, 4v4, almost like, your classic battle royale type thing. Just like, kill them all, and whoever's left will be the winner, right? That was not the kind of situations that Kankakee and GCHS were ready to play. But I believe this is a lesson learned right here, because no one's going to be really happy with only one round win, even if a tiebreaker goes your way, right, Llama?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about, you've got a lot of VOD footage now to go back, look at where you could improve at. And obviously, I like that you mentioned like, we didn't change our play style there for Franklin County. They lost that third round relatively early on in the series for that zone that pulled kind of way awry out towards the open. And they said, okay, so what? We lost one. We still know what our game plan is. We know what we want to succeed. And then they just executed it again and again and again.
Exactly. If there was like a gem, a piece of advice or something like that for each of these teams, right? Franklin County, again, don't fix it if it ain't broke. Go forth and do that, but don't always, cautionary tale a little bit here. Don't always assume that you're going to be able to dedicate 3 rounds, even 4 rounds of the initial competition into this, and then continue to find success, right? If you hit that wall, don't try to keep on forcing it right here, right? For GCHS, you got to get more than just Galactic involved in the elimination game as well. Like, big shout out to Galactic, but that was the only eliminations on their squad, and there's frequently going to be times when tiebreakers come down at this one as well. Moving on to Kankakee, advice would be like playing a little bit more together, right? I talked about it during broadcast. It was frequently like the 2 armies of 2. They were continuously trying to go in, and I get the idea is that you want to have, like, if you split this, then you have double the chances of one of these 2 duos making into the very last circle, but you got to get to that last circle first, right? And so I would say if you go through the same trials and tribulations across like the first 4 rounds or so for Kankakee, yes, you took one down, but maybe changing that or just being malleable, right? That's really like the central theme to each of these that I would post for here. Being malleable, but just in different ways for these. Franklin County being malleable, being willing to change your game plan if you're forced to. GCHS be malleable, give eliminations onto more players not named Galactic, and Kankakee be malleable if this the 2 duos type theory doesn't work, then just squad up, get all 4 players together and push from there. Just get that death ball a roll in there, Llama, and see what happens.
I love it. And honestly, for all 3 of these teams, like we said, so much in front of them, so many more weeks to improve and more VOD review footage to look at. That's all it's about. Keep that improvement, keep that communication up, and keep fighting as a team. I'll say this was a really good start towards the week, but talk about we're not even done. We've got matches tomorrow for IEN.
Absolutely. Tomorrow, that's going to be Middle School Rocket League 4:30 EST. I want to talk about some of the individuals that make competitions like this one, just like our Rocket League tomorrow, possible. That is Taylor, that is Jaden, that is Connie. Very much appreciate y'all. Again, Llama and I are just two guys screaming about esports in our rooms without y'all. Very much appreciate it. We are going to, oh yes, and also the organization makes this possible. League OS Portal. Do you want to play esports in college? Now there's a way to search through hundreds of colleges and universities and their esports programs to see where they are, what games they play, and even what majors they offer. Obviously, that's very important. Just go on over to portal.leagueos.gg, spelled just like right down there, to search, and IEN students can also sign in to manage their own prospect profiles, where all of their stats, just like the rounds here today, will be automatically updated after completion. Now, there are scholarships out there for players as well as shoutcasters, hey, social media managers, and more, so make sure you go and add all of your talents to your prospect profile. Now, there's plenty of verified collegiate esports coaches who are searching the LOS portal right now for promising prospects and to try and fill out their own collegiate esports programs. And they'll, of course, be reaching out to the ones that they like. Of course, LOS portal is free for all students, right? Don't miss your chance to get discovered. Visit portal.leagueos.gg today to take your game to the next level. Llama, I believe that is going to be about it for us. Do you have anything else for the good people before I do bid them adieu?
That was fun. I mean, this was, like we said, just the start of the spring season. I'm looking forward towards the rest of it. And honestly, for the players and without the parents and all the teachers, all the coaching staff behind them, it wouldn't be possible. So just a shout out to them, a shout out to everybody watching today, and a shout out to you, Mr. Handsome Man.
Thank you, sir. Very much appreciate it. Again, guys, tomorrow, Middle School Rocket League 4:30 EST. If you're on the West Coast like me, that is 1:30 Pacific time. Appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the flip side.